Let's start off with, well, if you could give us an introduction to DLC Strategic Solutions and just your whole story so far.
Yeah, I've been involved in the travel industry for approximately 16 years now. I've managed a large travel program for a major corporation and was fortunate enough to gain a lot of experience through different associations such as GBTA, ACT, BTN, and through groups such as the Travel News Digest. I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer of DLC Strategic Solutions, which is a travel, supply chain, and organizational change management company. Our travel management company consists of a travel agency for both corporate and leisure travel, and we handle all corporate travel, crew travel, executive and concierge services, and meetings, conventions, and events. And from a supply chain perspective, we negotiate contracts on behalf of buyers related to air, car, hotel, and TMC contracts. But we do things such as negotiation of transportation of fleet logistics, charter bus services, corporate procurement, and general real estate facilities and relocation services. And then the third component that we do is we look at organizational change management for companies.
Wonderful. So in terms of your plans that you had for this year or this season before the COVID-19 outbreak came about?
DLC Strategic Solution has focused mainly in the past on the needs of the buyer. We've been involved in being the voice for them in terms of negotiating their contracts for air, car, hotel, and TMC agreements. But the focus had shifted a little bit because we were continuously asked by our clients to focus on one of our core strengths, which is negotiating skills. And our clients asked us to set up a travel agency, which we did. And it's a little bit different than some of the other travel agencies, in that we combine volumes of all clients together and everybody pays the same rates for air, car, hotel contracts. And the companies that really benefit from this are the small and medium-sized companies, because they're getting rates that are as good or better than the large corporations by combining the volumes for everyone. But the large companies really benefit based on the 80-20 rule. They likely have great rates for the first 80% of the business and not so fantastic rates for the other 20. So by going through DLC, their 20% of volumes get those great rates too. So we negotiate things into their contracts that really benefit all our clients and customers. We get things like free meeting rooms. We generally get one rate for single rooms, double rooms, and kitchenettes, and one rate for suites, and no shows are only charged a maximum of a one-night stay. We get restaurant discounts and in-store purchases. So our contracts cover off a lot of things that go way beyond price, and the rates are good for, you know, the leisure travelers, their contractors, and their consultants, in addition for all their employees. So plans for the year and the season were to expand on the travel agency and our offerings, and we were continuing to do so. And we will continue to do that despite what's happening with COVID-19.
Wonderful. So just moving back to, let's say, December of 2019 or January, when you first started hearing about coronavirus, the situation that started in China, what was your initial reaction to it?
Yes, I first heard about COVID-19 in early January, and I knew at the time I was concerned, but felt that it would probably be a situation somewhat similar to SARS. And I knew that the death toll would be bad, but it seemed like China was getting a handle on it, and it would be somewhat contained, similar to kind of what the SARS outbreak was. And I knew it would have an impact on travel and on the economy, just like SARS did, but just like everyone else, I didn't know to the extent how it would change our lives. But I did send out a communication to all corporate travelers in mid-February. And although it wasn't publicly known at the time, I had indicated that California was already monitoring 8,400 people. And I provided some links to some important information to all these corporate travelers. And that was the calm before the storm. But in every situation, there's always opportunity if you look for it. And we chose to take that path of opportunity and try and make a difference in the travel industry. And we looked at it and felt that we should try to do something to help the industry as a whole and the people that needed to keep our supply chain moving. So we developed a program called Stay Safe, and it's going to be launched very soon here for North America. And then we're going to be expanding it globally. COVID-19, as you know, is a highly transmittable disease, and this program is designed for corporations to keep their employees as safe as they reasonably can. And the program is for companies that need to travel during the COVID-19 outbreak to get essential food, medical supplies, and other supplies to those that need it. And for companies that will start to travel as we recover from the COVID-19 outbreak. So we designed a program to showcase what the hotels were doing and be their global voice for them. The hotels that have agreed to participate in the program have agreed to put in cleaning measures that will clean the rooms per hospital grade standards and quarantine the rooms for 72 hours prior to a guest occupying the room. And we know that based on the research from the New England Journal of Medicine, the National Institutes of Health, and the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, the CDC, and Princeton University, that COVID-19 is detectable on surfaces up to 72 hours. So based on that research, and by taking these additional measures of disinfecting and sanitizing using industry-grade products and hospital-grade wipes and spray, and keeping the rooms quarantined for 72 hours, the virus will be inactive, and it'll help keep corporate travelers safe. And there's a lot of conditions in the Stay Safe program, but that's the high-level summary of it. We surveyed travel managers, and 91% of them were concerned that employees would get COVID-19 while staying at hotels without the Stay Safe program. And 75% said they did not have confidence in one chain over another. But of these travel managers, 85% of them said they would use the Stay Safe program. And there's been great interest by the hotels as well as the corporate community, because they want to keep their corporate travelers as safe as they can. So we've invited any hotel to join the program, provided they, agree to the criteria. And there's been strong interest.
That is, it is definitely a great initiative indeed by DLC, and surely it will help the industry and even travelers cope with the recovery process better, I'm sure. Do you think the Canadian government, is it already taking any steps to sort of salvage the situation, or do you think they can do anything moving forward?
Well, it's certainly been very challenging and interesting to see how the different governments are handling this and trying to put appropriate measures in place to save jobs and to save companies. And, there is no easy solution that's going to keep everyone happy. I think everyone, including the travel industry, has to do things differently for now and look at your business and see how you can adjust within the parameters of the new norm. And how can you do your part to be a part of history? DLC chose a path, keep everyone safe, and to try and make a difference for the travel industry as a whole.
True. And how have you communicated to your employees so far? And how is it working operations-wise? Are they working from home at the moment?
Yeah, well, we've got contractors, and they're all working from home at this point in time. And it seems to be working out well.
And what message would you like to give to the travel community in these times of distress?
Well, I guess hope. There is a way out of this. And if we work on that immediate path forward for those that need to travel, things will return to normal. The unknown is for how long. And, in terms of the travel community in general, we're here to help and to help bring that voice, that global voice for the entire community, which has really given so much to me and to DLC. We'll do what we can to instill confidence in the travel industry. But if we work towards keeping the supply chain moving and keeping those essential workers safe, it'll lead to other travel and back to the path we all once traveled.
Very well said. Those were pretty much all my questions. Thank you so much for being a part of this initiative that we've taken and to share your views with the travel industry. I'm sure everybody will appreciate it very much. Just to understand different perspectives from different areas of the world when we're going through this tough time. So thank you again.